private clients, and I wanted to fill the gig community and all drivers in on a new global strategist, the interim head of mobility. The guy's name is Dennis Cinelli, and this is the mastermind behind, well, you can't quite call him mastermind because it's definitely not a mastering mind he has inside his skull, but this is the guy that's responsible for the upfront pricing, right, which they're trying out in 24 different cities. This is the guy that's replacing Rachel Holt. I mean, they can't, firstly, Uber can't keep executives, right? Many of them know this is a sinking ship. The stock is not going to rally 30% to reach, 45. It's still so far under. And people are saying, you know what, to save face, I better go to another company and, try and get a job there. I mean, a lot of their people are leaving. So he replaces Rachel Holt, but this, my friends, I identify as, at the moment, after Dara Khosrowshahi, I would say our enemy number 2. Definitely enemy number 2 or enemy number 3. He's very young and he's trying out stuff. He has these pilot projects going. And again, we're one of his experiments. Now, where Dennis, I can tell you right now, is going to fail horribly, and where he will be abandoning his pilot program that he's implementing, and I'm gonna make a future prediction here, and that is, he already said we're gonna cut back on longer trips, take away, and add to the shorter trips. So you're basically just shifting monies. You're not creating value. You're not doing anything for the drivers, Dennis Cinelli. And I'll tell you straight up front, in your face, I see through your bullshit, right? You may try to rehash your algorithm and make it sound prettier. The drivers are not stupid, right? Drivers are on the street. We're street smart. We're on the app. You're a very young guy, and you're not gonna fool a lot of these veterans and seniors who've been in the rideshare business for a long, long time. So you can come in with all your little fancy ideas, but you just basically taking the same old, shoving it back into a microwave oven, rewarming it and serving it on another cold plate. There is nothing that the drivers can get excited about in your new proposal, your new pilot project. The only thing that will bring drivers back on board is if drivers actually start reporting on real earnings in social media. When you see some degree of happiness and excitement coming back because they're actually earning way better. And the only way you do that is if you break it down into your 2 factors, miles and minutes, right? How many minutes am I going to be using on that trip and how many miles? And you increase those 2 factors substantially. So it starts making sense again for drivers, for rideshare drivers and delivery drivers. Because if you look at the gas prices now, especially with what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, driving up the per barrel oil price way over the $100 mark, they are not compensating or putting in a surcharge on gas, right? That's the big issue here. So this is something that this Dennis the Menace, I think that's our new name for him, Dennis the Menace. This is something he's not taking into consideration, and that is ultra high gas prices cut into your profits. Now, a little bit off the topic here, but if we look at gas prices, right? I've had several, which is amazing, several of my very, very wealthy clients say, Torsten, the gas prices are so high, I'm willing to pay more for this trip, right? Firstly, they have the money, but you see, when you're dealing with CEOs or business people that understand what a gas price can mean to a driver, it's an amazing thing when they actually say to you, no, charge me more, because I know you're paying so much more at the pump right now, right? And these are truly the type of people that you need. Like several of my clients, which are CEOs, not to mention their names, but they would be far more qualified to run Uber or Lyft than Dara Khosrowshahi or John Zimmer or any of the other CEOs, because they understand the hardships, they understand that the pricing has gone through the roof, right? They also understand that the riders need to pay more, but what they don't understand is that the drivers are kept down, right, at the lowest possible spot. Keep them there. Don't take gasoline into consideration, pay them less. And this is why these drivers are leaving in droves. Mike Constantine's in the house. All 25 of you in the house want to give you a shout out. Happy Sunday night. I hope next week is going to be phenomenal for you guys and girls out there. And we have St. Patrick's Day coming up on March the 17th, where we are organizing, I would say, the largest national and international strike. For what? For safety and better pay, right? We're going to use the green, the day of the green, and make them pay us more green, and we're going to hold them accountable in the media. I have good press releases coming my way in the next 48 hours that I've paid for, really good writers, and I will pass those press releases on to you. Request that you can maybe reach out to your local TV stations or your local newspaper editors and say, hey, this is what we're doing on March the 17th on St. Patrick's Day. We're actually standing up for safety, right? And unfortunately, there will always be a few that'll keep on driving, right? That don't understand what we're fighting for. We're fighting for all those lost ones, those mothers and fathers that were killed, shot, stabbed, carjacked. And the people that choose to go and work on that day, I can't have much sympathy for you, something to you, because obviously you believe that safety is not important. So if the few extra dollars are more important to you on St. Patrick's Day, then you need to drive. Now, if it's a do or die situation that you have to get the rent in, I understand that you need to drive, right? I understand that. But for the people that say, oh, you know what, screw this, strikes don't work, I'm not going to stand up for my brothers and sisters and for all of those ones that have lost their lives. I'm going to rather be selfish, egotistical, and just care about myself. I don't want you to be surprised when something happens to you and we have to fundraise for you, but you are against the actual cause. It's going to be hard for me to fundraise for someone or put your GoFundMe link out there if you've given the middle finger to safety, right? So we have to stand in solidarity, ladies and gentlemen. The driven dad. I took your ride share course. What did you say there? I'm trying to read this while I'm driving here. 5 years ago, any advice for private driving in Denver? Also, those tragedies should never have happened. Thank you for saying that. Well, to any private driver, understand that, and again, we're going a little bit off the topic of Dennis Cinelli, their new interim head. And you guys need to pound him, by the way, at Dennis K. Cinelli. Check him up on Twitter and attach this video. Send him the video and say, hey, Dennis, we need better safety and we need better pay. Your pilot projects are not going to work out. I can tell you right now, Dennis, your pilot project is going to fail in the biggest ways, right? Because if you're not substantially increasing the rates for drivers, they're going to cherry pick. Even with your upfront pricing, they're going to cherry pick the best prices, the best upfront prices. Nothing will change. Drivers won't come back unless you're willing to pay better, pay way better. Over the long run, you'll save your company and your stocks will go up. Otherwise, you'll never ever get out of the $35, $36 range. I think they're on $34 at the moment, the stocks. But to the question that came from Denver, if you are spending that money and investing in that type of vehicle, you know, the car that I'm driving in is a $108,000 vehicle. Obviously, I didn't pay $108,000 for it. But if you are investing in a luxury vehicle or an SUV, you want to make it work for you, right? Because that's basically your private company, your private office, and you're getting 100% of the proceeds. You're not sharing with Uber and Lyft. It's your private vehicle. You've registered, you've paid for the licensing, and as a private chauffeur or limo driver, you want to make the most money. How do you make the most money? Well, don't be shy to recruit clients across from Uber and Lyft in those higher categories. That's part of growing your business very, very quickly, getting the business cards out to those high-end clients that are on the Uber Black, Uber SUV, Uber Luxury, Lyft Lux, Lyft SUV categories. Bring them across, sell them, give them, do a soft sale, give them your business cards, convert them from rideshare drivers to private drivers. And then all I can say is, as you are recruiting those clients, where do you find them? Obviously in the highest of highest earning zip codes, high-end hotels, 5-star hotels, airports, luxury restaurants, luxury hotels, big events, sports events. That's where you're going to find those type of characters, right? And then if you take my course at Gig Rocket, I teach you all the various ways of marketing. And very, very soon, I'll be launching the private chauffeur course, along with the fleet course combined, a 2-part course. So you can not only learn how to become a platinum top-notch private chauffeur, you get to learn all the ways of marketing yourself. I've put in, I think it's that one module on marketing. It's about 30 minutes. I think that's where all the value is on how you market yourself. How do I actually get private clients? So that's being launched very soon on Gig Rocket. But thanks for the question. I know I gave you a very, very long answer. We need to zone in and put the magnifying glass on this Dennis K. Cinelli. Hit him up on Twitter. They pushed out in the press that they're doing all this upfront pricing, upfront pricing. You can see the monies that you're going to be earning upfront. But the catch here is they are reducing the earnings on long trips and diverting those funds to short trips. So there's no added value whatsoever, Dennis, in your proposal, and drivers see straight through it. The clown Dennis, exactly. So you're not going to fool us, Dennis. You're not going to fool us with you're young. You don't have much experience. I don't know how much experience you have in the rideshare world, but judging by your picture, I mean, you're in your 30s. I'm guessing you're in your 30s, if that. Maybe late 20s, early 30s. This is who Dara has chosen as an interim head, because Rachel Holt didn't last in that company. She burned out, right? Just like all the executives do. They realize they're on a sinking ship and they just evacuate, right? They get a rescue boat to come and get them off the Titanic, and then they go to another company. But in that little interim period, I disgrace those type of people online. I make videos about those people and those attorneys, because they are disgraced attorneys and they are disgraced executives, because they are responsible for hurting families and drivers and grinding them into the ground, and then they bail ship, right? So you've done nothing at all in your position to actually better the company, better the stock price, improve the life of drivers. No, quite the opposite. So you leave the company in shame. Rachel Holt has left the company in shame. She's a disgraced executive who might get another position at another company, right? People have their name by attaching it to the Uber brand. And Dennis Cinelli is going to wake up and realize that if he thinks he's going to start his young career at Uber, he's going to leave just as disgraced, right? Because Dennis, attaching your name to Uber, where it's all about the investor and not about the people making the money, I'm sorry, you're part of the gang. You're part of the trash, right? And we're going to call you out. And now that he's on my radar, I'm going to be making more videos about this Dennis Cinelli, because he stepped in there and truly, Dennis, you had a chance to make a difference, but you chose to screw the drivers over in a different way, right? Exactly. It's just basically shafting the drivers in a different way. Jay says, you're the voice of truth. Well, I appreciate you saying that, because Jay, someone has to call them out, right? I mean, it's not difficult reading between the lines. It is not difficult if you have some business smarts and a little bit of street smarts to see what these guys, they're not going to pull the wool over our eyes, right? I mean, who do they think we are? We were like little babies that going to eat their, we're going to be spoon-fed their bullshit. It's not happening. We are going to hold up the mirror to Dennis and to Dara and all of these execs. We're going to hold up the mirror and show them who they are, right? They're pathetic leaders. They're not even leaders. You can't even call them leaders. They're just opportunists. They pay themselves. They only answer investors. When the investor calls, they go into blow mode. It's only the blow mode with the executives and investors. That's all they know. It's the only lingo they know. They couldn't care a rat's ass about drivers and the family. And because they don't care a rat's ass, we're going to punish them, right? We're going to show them. And they're not going to get, as long as we keep on informing the public and connecting with the public on what the companies are doing to us and how they're mistreating us and how they're abusing the drivers, right? As long as that continues, I'll tell you what, the public ain't gonna buy those stocks, right? You know, the more you hold the mirror up to these individuals, to these parasites that keep sucking the drivers dry, the more the public sees who these people are. I mean, Uma Thurman, who was in that movie, I think Pumped Up, Super Pumped, I mean, she was asked on the Jimmy, I don't know, was it Jimmy Kimmel or some show the other night? And I mean, I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow. She did not have kind words for the company, right? She did not have kind words for the executives and for the brand Uber, all right? And that was an actress called Uma Thurman. So as long as we keep on educating the public who the company is and how they treat us, we're going to win this fight, right? And Rachel Holt is out. You'll see Dennis Cinelli. We'll burn him out very, very quickly. And eventually, with enough pressure, we're going to get rid of this Dara Khosrowshahi. I want true leadership in there, right? I know that true leadership can turn this around. I know that true leadership can treat you and I better. And we deserve better leadership. We deserve people on top who care about the people who are making the money. These guys on top, I'm telling you right now, they answer to one person only, and that is the investor. The investor calls and they go into blow mode. They go down on their knees, guys and girls, and they start blowing like crazy, right? They blow these investors like crazy. And we're going to change that. We need leadership. We don't need the Rachel Holtz. We don't need the Dara Khosrowshahis. We don't need the Tony Wests. We don't need the Katie Weitzmans. We don't need the Randall Heimovickis. We don't need the Dennis Cinellis. We don't need the Chais and all those guys. We need to sweep all that trash out and get some true leadership, right? Because what's your stock at, Uber? 35? You're underperforming 30%, man. You think your stock's gonna rally 28, 30%? Dream on. Not with those fools on the Titanic, with those captains on that ship. Not happening. I'm telling you right now, it ain't happening. So keep on pounding them, my friends. I'm gonna tell you something. You guys are doing a phenomenal job in 21 and 22. Circulating the news, being vocal, keeping the story in social media. That's what's hurting. That's what's hurting Uber. They can't get out under the mess, right? They're stuck there, right? It's like a pile of dog shit. If you turn it over, you'll find these executives. They can't get out under the dog shit. They're stuck under it. Man, can't believe I'm having coffee at 10 o'clock at night. Having the café s'il vous plaît. Our prayers go out to all the mothers, fathers, seniors, children in Ukraine. May you be protected. It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible that in today's age, this can happen. It's terrible. Hit that like button, please. At least smash that like button for you guys for next week. Make it a great Monday to Sunday, right? Which basically starts on the East Coast. It's already Monday. No help. Jesus Torres in the house. Yeah, we're not getting help from them, but if we don't get help, we need to help ourselves. And I would say helping ourselves is giving them less hours and just cherry picking. Just take that Friday and Saturday shift. Take the peak. That's it. I would not put the hours in for Uber and Lyft anymore because it doesn't result in money. But if you can hear cherry pick here and there, or cherry pick in the upfront pricing, so shall it be, until they can show us that they intend to change things for the better, and we can start reporting on better earnings, and we can actually start showing that we're satisfied with the direction. I'm telling you right now, Dennis Cinelli, you have a chance to make things right. Your autopilot is not going to succeed. The pilot program that you're doing is not going to succeed. And if you want to join all the other executive trash members and go down in flames just like them, keep on that path. Keep on taking from the drivers. Keep on abandoning them in these high gas times, gasoline times. Keep on going down that path, and we will disgrace you just like we disgraced all of these Rachel Holtz and all these other people. But if you want to be a pioneer, if you want to be a trendsetter, be bold, and you got to be able to speak up to your CEO, because your CEO does not understand the business of rideshare. Who's ready? Larry Elliott. I hope everyone's ready on March the 17th. Guys, what I need is some banners. If people can design some banners, you know, we're fighting for safety, so we could start getting these banners out. One or two people sent me some good materials already. I will be supplying the press release, and then it would be great if you could interact with your media or with your newspaper editors. It would be even better if you can form little groups at airports, call the media down, print out some pictures, create little gatherings, and strike. "35 people in the house. We have 25 likes on a Sunday night." That's it, buddy. We all need to strike. And when you say all, I mean everyone, every single person. You know, and so many drivers have made good suggestions, right? Because this is like, we sending a signal here on March the 17th. I mean, on March the 16th, go out and put another 2 or 3 hours extra in. You know, make up the lost earnings for March the 17th. But if we can show these companies that the apps are off on March the 17th, and maybe on March the 15th and March the 16th, you put in an extra 3 hours more to make up for March the 17th, right? So that you're not, at the end of the week, you haven't lost out, right? You haven't lost money. But this is so critical, so important that we send us a powerful message and a signal on March the 17th. Some guy's up my ass. Audi, spread the word March 17th. Get it out there, guys. Just start talking about it. Start putting it out there in Facebook pages. I mean, there's so many great pages that you guys follow, or groups on Facebook. I mean, there's all these city Facebook pages, right? Let's get the word out there that, like, on St. Patrick's Day, let these people go out and drink, right? But they're going to be walking home, or they're going to take their bicycles home, or they can take an electric scooter home, but we're not driving them home. On March the 17th, people need to understand that when they read the newspaper or go online or switch on the TV on March the 17th, shit, we can't go out and party because there's not going to be drivers around, right? And then they'll understand why there's not drivers around, because they're standing for something. They're actually standing for safety. Jennifer's in the house. It is. I really appreciate that, Jennifer. That's amazing. You know, everyone needs to have this attitude. Look, I'm going to tell you some of the big bullet points in this article, this press release. And that is, Uber and Lyft have promised us. They haven't delivered, but they've promised. And Dennis Cinelli, if you're listening in, wake the fuck up, okay? Wake the fuck up. Because these are the big ones, Dennis. If you want to be a hero, or if you want to leave disgraced, because we're gonna burn you out in no time, but if you want to be a fucking hero in your company, this is what you need to pay attention to. Deliver on your promises. Don't always put press releases and words out there that mean nothing when you do not follow through. It's called completion, right? When you have all these start cycles, but you never complete. And I'll tell you what they need to complete. And that is, they need to tighten up the app on safety. We want to see a face, right? Because if you're some criminal and you're forced to put your face in there, you're going to think about it twice, right? You're going to think about it twice. because the company has your mugshot. We want your name in there. We don't want you to walk into CVS or Target and get prepaid cards and you go and sexually harass a female driver, a male driver. They kick you off the platform because they file a complaint, and the next day you're on the platform again with another prepaid card and another name. No, we want to see real faces, real IDs. Obviously they're not going to duplicate what they're doing for drivers, and that is run a background check. They're not going to run background checks on riders, but we deserve your name, we deserve your face, because you're expecting the same from us. You're not getting into the car if you don't know, oh, your face and your name, oh, it matches up with my phone. Okay, I'm getting in that car, I feel safe, right? If you as the rider expect safety, we as the driver expect safety. And Dennis Cinelli, when you understand that formula and you understand that you need to deliver on that promise, because this is a promise that Lyft and Uber have made to drivers, but they have not delivered on it. They talk big on safety, but they don't deliver. And your 911 bullshit, your in-app security thing doesn't work. It's been tried and tested countless times. So you might as well abandon that, because drivers will actually call the real 911 if they need help, because police will actually show up, right? But trying to reach someone on your 911 in-app safety, forget about it, folks. Don't do it. It doesn't work, right? Brian Greening, top attorney in the industry at Legal Rights, she also said, don't rely on the in-apps 911. They don't work. They've failed. They have caused a lot of hardship, right? If you need to call 911, you get on your phone and you call 911 directly, but do not use that in-app feature, because it does not work. So Dennis Cinelli, if you want to be a hero here, you spend some money on safety and you start taking care of drivers and you start paying them, right? That's the only time we will actually take you serious. Kevin's in the house. They should do background checks the same way. I agree with you, Kevin. I agree 100% with you. But, oh, you know what? The company is not going to spend those extra $3 or $5 on a rider background check. No, they'll spend it on a driver, but they're not going to spend it on a rider. I mean, we would eliminate so much riffraff. We would eliminate so many criminals, thugs, gang members, if we had background checks, because those people are not going to come on the platform if they know their background check is being run, because then they might, you know, they might be out there wanted or on parole or whatever, and suddenly they're getting a background check, so the company knows now exactly where their whereabouts are, right? No, they don't want you to see their face and their name. But they do want to get in your car and put a gun against your head. And it's just happening every single day, and it has to stop. And on March the 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, we are going to stop those shenanigans, right? The Driven Dad says maybe they should charge money to get onboarded. Fantastic idea. Hey, if you are serious about onboarding, if you are genuinely secure about your background check and you're willing to pay to be on the platform or to enjoy those privileges of being driven by 5-star drivers, why doesn't the rider pay for that background check? Pancho's in the house, thank you very much. Driving through the night here. I did a private client, made some good money, and I'm heading home to bed. I am tired, but I'm going to tell you right now, for everyone, it's going to be a big week, and we're going to do a lot of work as far as that strike goes. We're going to get a lot of material, a lot of announcements out. Indy's in the house. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, dear. Nice to see you. Cheers, Indy. By the way, guys, that is a phenomenal lady. She is a sweetheart, I can tell you that. Indy is a very, very special person. Winchester, Kentucky in the house. I salute you, Robert. Kevin, everyone in the house. Shout out to all of you guys. Much love and respect from California. 82 tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. 82. 82. And then, end of July, I'm off on a fantastic holiday. I think we're doing 6 or 7 countries. Taking all 5 kids, husband and wife, 7 of us. Germany, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Côte d'Azur, France, Monaco, Saint-Tropez, Italy, Milan, Madrid, Barcelona, Spain, Lisbon, Cascais, Estoril, Porto in Portugal, Zurich, Switzerland, Düsseldorf, Hamburg, Munich, Germany. Right, Professor is going on a nice holiday. And I hope to meet a lot of European drivers. And I hope by then the whole bullshit in Russia and Ukraine has resolved itself. They're having peace talks tomorrow. I'm praying that those, well, they're not having peace talks tomorrow, they're having talks tomorrow. I hope those talks result in peace talks and a ceasefire. Russia does not want Ukraine to become part of the NATO, and maybe Ukraine needs to make the concession and say, we will not join NATO. This is what Russia is so worried about, is that the NATO countries, including America, will position missile systems and weaponry on Ukrainian soil. They're petrified of that because they're right on their border. So maybe Ukraine needs to make a concession and say we are going to abandon our NATO ambitions, and Putin needs to put his fucking weaponry down and stop killing innocent people. That thug. It's like Adolf II. Piece of thug shit Putin. And those are my 25 cents for a Sunday night. We have 29. I need one more. I need one more of these. Looks like this. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Anybody squeeze a thumbs up in there? Thank you. Somebody just gave me number 30. So my friends, have a good week. Robert's in the house. Freychild II, I like that. So please be safe, right? Please keep your doors locked, your windows locked. Hey, if need be, a lot of drivers are going out, they're getting bulletproof vests. You do whatever you have to do to stay safe, my friends. The company is not keeping you safe. You have to keep yourself safe, right? So I don't want to hear more of these horror stories in the media. God forbid something would happen to you, would happen to me in this business. But I can tell you, the more you can start planning and setting up your own private business, the more money you're going to make and the safer you're going to feel. I've never felt this safe because I've really reduced the amount of Uber and Lyft trips to almost nothing anymore. Right? Got 31 people in the house, got 31 likes. I like it. The 100% ratio. And lads, on St. Patrick's Day, we're gonna strike. We're gonna strike hard on St. Patrick's Day. On the day after St. Patrick's Day, you and I are gonna have a Guinness. Because we're gonna say, job well done. We exposed those shenanigans. We exposed those shenanigans. So lads and lassies, we're gonna strike hard. Yeah, they put a gun to your head. I mean, shit, what do you do? Try to stay calm with a gun against your head. Not cool. Not cool at all. Got the Still have the lights on. Gotta show you my lights, my friends, and then gotta show you what we did on the house. I wanna show you guys. Dylan's in the house. I'm gonna show you what we did with the house. I wanna show you. Are you ready? Are you guys ready to see the casa? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yellow and the blue, baby. You know what that stands for, right? The yellow and the blue. I'm gonna park my car right now. And I wish you all a good night. Let's make a prayer for all of those people and the families in the Ukraine. May you be safe. May you be protected. May your children be protected. And hey, no bombs, no missiles, my friend. Andre, you like the light show on the house? I got the blue and the yellow, baby. The blue and the yellow. Solidarity. So, yep. Put it up for the Ukraine. Want it to be over, man. I've been in the army. I've been in war areas in Africa. It's not fun. I've seen a lot of dead bodies around. I've lost some friends in the army fighting. It's not fun. War to me is a fucking horrible thing, man. It's a horrible thing. It's just terrible. And wars usually break out historically because of religious differences, but in today's times it's about minerals, wealth, who controls what, and sometimes countries fight over that. So war is no fucking joke. There's a song, I don't know if you guys know this band, but in the 80s there was a band called Frankie Goes to Hollywood. It was one of my favorites, and they had this song, War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. War is good for absolutely nothing, right? I mean, do you want you're trying to get your family, your wives and your kids out of Ukraine, trying to get them. I think it's about 340,000 people left in the last 24 hours, trying to get them over the border. But you can't, as a male, you can't go over the border if you're over 18, right? You got to fight. You got to go back in there and you got to fight. So you're going back in there and you're fighting, and your wife and your kids are across the border and you may never ever see them again. And they say, we may never see our dad again, or our 19 or 20-year-old son, because you have to go and fight for what? For what? Fucking useless, man. So, Putin, quit your shit. It's the same people, man. It's the same people. They don't want to fight their brothers and sisters. The only difference between Belarus and Russia and Ukraine is that Ukraine is independent. It's a very wealthy, self-functioning country. They're independent. They don't want to be under that Russian regime. They don't want to be under that KGB Putin regime. So they form their own country, massive. One of the top producers in manganese, one of the top producers in titanium, one of the top producers in uranium, the number one producer in sunflower oil, the number 4 producer worldwide in corn. It's a very, very, very rich country, very rich in gas reserves. Obviously, they're fighting for that, right? I don't care a rat's ass about all the people. So I don't want to get share more depressing news here. All I'm going to ask you is that you make a prayer for them. You show some love and respect and make a prayer for these people and hope that it ends, because war ain't good, my friends. So, pudding. San Diego Rideshare Pro. Thomas is in the house. Thomas, on a Sunday night, Uber and Lyft should charge a $1 fee from every rider to create a safety and security fund. I love that. And then also a $1 gas surcharge on every trip that needs to go our way. You know, a rider will understand. I'm going to make a video on that tomorrow, right? A rider needs to understand that, let's say, $1 is tagged on to their trip as a gas surcharge because the driver is paying supersonic gas prices. No one is taking care of you and I in this gasoline equation. No one. There needs to be, like Thomas made a fantastic suggestion, $1 goes into a safety fund and maybe another $1 on each trip. Automatically $2 on each trip, one into a safety fund, one into the gas surcharge fund, because we can't operate with these type of expenses. I mean, Thomas, in your Escalade, and Thomas has a beautiful Escalade. I mean, you're going to the pump, right? I went to the pump today and yesterday, and man, it's expensive. It's brutal, right? It's brutal. Dylan, Sunday, bloody Sunday. Scott Tucker's in the house. Shout out to Scott Tucker. So yeah, they need a gas surcharge, and then we need to have a safety surcharge. So thank you. That's my video topic for tomorrow. You guys helped me out. You made it very easy for me. I am so tired. Please stay safe, and please make a prayer that this shit ends in Russia and the Ukraine. God bless you all. Thomas, good to see you, everyone. 27 people in the house. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everyone. God bless.